Good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy Sunday. Good evening. Please like and share our show. Please like and share our show. Once again, I'm Leo. You guys have not seen us here for the past 2 weeks. We've been bereaved. Our community has been bereaved. And it's been tough, but I want to say thank you guys for all the calls, all the messages that you guys sent out. Thank you again. But yeah, we are back on here tonight. We are here to talk about African kids that transition from Africa to the diaspora, and the discipline that they get, and just the overall transition. How has it been? But let me introduce my guest to you guys. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please share, like our show. Please share and like our show. Please share. Again, we are on YouTube. We are on YouTube. Go on YouTube Live. That's Action Required Media. Action Required Media. And go and subscribe. Let me introduce from left to my right. From left, Brother Christian. Brother Christian, welcome
Yeah,
to the show.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
And also on my right hand here, I'll be introducing no other but my brother Sam. Sam,
Yes, sir. Always a pleasure to be here.
always good to be here. But listen, look, like I always said, every topic that we discuss here is there are topics that people either have called me and asked for us to talk on, but this one is one trending one because there's a kid that killed his mom in Rhode Island. Yeah, it just happened about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Came from Africa, came and joined the society here, and then he killed his mom in Rhode Island. And as somebody, the person that's related to this individual is somebody we know. Yeah, so I mean, what is it about kids that leaving from Africa come here and get into the American system, and it's like the discipline, everything goes out of the way, out the door. Like, that home training, that home, Africans. So if a child were to come from Africa, brother Christian, and you are here advising a child that will come from Africa, what are some of the first fundamental things that you want to advise that kid on?
You know, thank you very much,
Yeah.
Jesse. Um, you see, looking at the society in which this child is coming to,
Yeah.
um, the United States have a foundation
You do.
in which their case has been raised. But you taking a child from, let look at it from Liberia,
Liberia, yeah, yeah.
then our way of training children are different. Automatically, when a child comes to the US, that child having to adapt the system.
Yeah.
And when they start telling them about rights and you have your right to this
Yeah.
and to that, and you look at it even from the big people perspective, it is too much of right that is spoiling this country today.
Yeah.
Because we feel that everybody have a right
Everyone got it
and you
right.
want to exercise your right. When we were growing up in Liberia, we could be chastised. You can't tell my mom, say, oh, don't beat me. Or
Yeah.
somebody will tell you, say, oh, do not do this to me. No,
Yeah.
it was a different ball game.
Yeah.
But with the society we find ourselves, you cannot tell them some of these things. You
Yeah.
cannot even beat on them. Your own neighbor can go call police on you for touching,
Your kid.
for mistreating your child, or just trying to talk to them, or even talking to them roughly. You know.
But
And-
Sam,
And
sorry.
again, they look at it from the school, they're going through how their peers and
Peer pressure.
peer pressure from school and things like that. And there are a couple of examples in our community which we have to later on I'll mention some of these examples.
Yeah. Sam,
Yes, sir.
kids coming from America, kids coming from Africa, integrating into American system, and then all discipline goes out the door.
Yeah. I just listen to Christian. There can be several factors, and there are so many factors
Mm-hmm.
that's responsible for changes,
Yeah.
and not just kids. Even there are older folks who've migrated from Africa and come to the U.S.
Yeah.
and have changed, in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
So I know this discussion is focused on kids. Like I said, it could be different factors. We look at the community influence. We look at the school influence for kids who are going to school. We look at sometimes due to discrimination and negative perception. And when I say negative perception, when these kids start to go to school, most of them encounter something they call bullying. And in order to get away from bullying, sometimes they have to adapt to
Yeah.
the other kids, whether negative or positive, they have to
Yeah.
adapt to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And sometimes they want to prove to them that,
not-
they are not bullied
Yeah.
and they can be able to stand their ground. And, so we can also look at what role the parents play, what role the community play. Generally, we can look at those things. But this is one issue that has affected, especially the African American community.
Yeah.
We've seen instances and situations where um, kids are getting killed, kids are joining gangs, you know, and you cannot blame it like solely on the parents because some parents are doing a lot in the background to make sure the kids when they come here they get the right education and they go the right way. Sometimes they try to chest out. Then the Christians say, our system here,
Yeah.
the system here is different. There are things you can do to your kids in Africa, you cannot do it here. So the parents too have to be very, very careful in what they're doing. And then you try to be lenient, then the where problem comes.
Yeah. You see, I like the angle you're taking it because if a kid come from Africa, instantly the American kids here they tend to jump on you.
Yeah.
They call us names and all of that thing. But I came in this country as a very young man myself. I was in my late teens when I got here, maybe early 20s when I got here, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying this to say that the discipline I got from Africa, I didn't let that deter me. I didn't let that change me.
Yeah.
So what's happening to the discipline system now? I want to, of course, I started college here. I went to college here, right? I didn't let. I was confronted with challenges, but I grew up in a home where, when I left from school, I'm talking about Africa now. Every time I went to carry Baptist as a young man before I traveled to Ghana and all of
Yeah.
that. As a young man, got home, mom look in your book bag, look at stuff, knew your friends, parents, and all that kind of stuff, right? I'm just saying, so when I came to the States, even I wasn't living with my mom at the time, but that discipline had always been there. Hey, choose your friends wisely. But then again, you kind of see where the peer pressure become because when we were in Africa, right? When you hear about America, it's all glamour. It's all about this fast life.
Yeah.
So you say, man, I can't wait to go. And so, where has our discipline as far as parental training and the kids adapting and just the American excitement? Because that's what took a lot of the kids, or that's what's came a lot of crazy. So I was talking with you again, Sam.
Yeah.
Are African parents doing much more as far as discipline, or the kids just come here and
I think no, there. I mean, I still to be corrected, but there are no parent that want to see the child going astray or, being out there and be doing the negative things.
Uh-huh.
But there's something. The children to have a challenge. It's a challenge here.
Yeah.
There's something called dual identity.
Yeah.
So sometimes the child struggles to navigate between identifying himself
Society.
as an American and as an African.
Yeah.
So it's a
It's tough.
challenge for the kids. They may be home and do all this stuff and be so disciplined, but when they get out there, they are different.
Different
When they
people.
go to school, when they go in the community to their friends, because their friends are different. So that's you said something. You choose your friend. So this is another thing that the parents need to do. The children needs to choose the kind of friend that they follow, whether it's in school or whether it's going to a
Society
sports
thing, yeah,
program.
yeah.
They need to choose the kind of friends
Yeah.
because there are a lot of bad kids out there.
Yeah.
You and myself, we can see what's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah.
There are a lot of bad kids. They joining gangs, going after one another. So you have to. These are some of the things that the parents need to do, like to instill in the child and let them know that you can have friends, but know what kind of friends
No,
you have.
what kind of friend?
Yeah.
Bro, Christian?
Just to
Same thing.
just to add up to what Sam is saying, you see, a parent need to do more. One of the impact these children have is that most of our we the parents, we don't spend time with the children.
Yep.
We take the work business too important.
Yeah,
We
the-
do not have that time
The
to be with the
overtime.
children. Like, you're going for overtime. You're doing this one. The time you're supposed to take to be with the child, you are going to do double. You don't even know how your child can sleep. Some parents are so busy with the work to the extent that they don't even look in at their kids' book bed. Whether the child is doing well, whether the child is not
The
doing
child
well.
pretty much raised himself.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you need to have that conversation with your child. Whether that child is going through a lot, if you are not talking to the child, whatsoever that goes on, that child will just be living with it.
Yeah.
And it will be affecting that child inward to the extent that the child will have no
I like
option
that,
to
yeah.
do whatsoever they want to do. So we need, as African parents, we need to spend more time with our children. One thing I have noticed since I've been in this country as a parent, many of our people, like let me say the people from the American, let me put it that way, they spend that time. You see, sorry to say white, but not being
No,
racist.
go ahead.
You see these people that will take their children to basketball practice, to different practice. They will
Involved.
keep time. They get involved with the children
Yeah.
with their children activity. Let me tell you something. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean they don't chastise their children. They can discipline their children.
You do.
But we African parents, for us to spend our time with our children, we don't do it. We spend more time doing work,
Yeah.
work that we will not end.
Yeah.
And it is important too, like if your child make friends out there, like you should be every child that goes to school, you know, they make friends and they got specific friends, they got
Yeah.
bodies, they got clothes.
Yeah.
So it's important. That's the question you want to ask your child.
Yeah.
Who your
who's
friend?
your friend? Who are the parents? You know,
Yeah.
where do they live? I mean,
Very
you
important.
know, you got to ask these questions. It's very important, you know, because you never know, bro. You never know. You know, your child might land in the
Let me
wrong
just
hand.
give you an example.
Go
Like
ahead,
I
go ahead.
said previously, I said my son used to have friends. You know, I used to be home most of the time.
A very disciplined young man, by the way.
But you know, you guys know my
Yeah,
son. He's
yeah,
a very
yeah.
quiet type.
Yeah.
But then at certain time, certain friends would just come picking up the call. You
No,
know,
no, for
I
me.
was like, man, what you up to? Who
Yeah.
are you talking to?
Let's
when
discuss.
when we in my car, I talk to him. I said, man, I've seen who the people who are picking you up. I want to know
Yeah,
Yeah.
who the person that can come and pick it up.
exactly.
I want to know who the girl you messing around with.
Yeah.
Who's your girlfriend? I mean, father and son conversation.
Yeah.
Are you talking to a girl? Who is this girl? You know, these are conversations you need
you-
as a parent to know about the child, because if you don't tell the child, oh man, this is what you are, a man like me, and you know, this is what you're supposed to do. Do not be afraid to tell me who you're messing with.
Yeah.
But if you a parent, you cannot open up to your child. And we the African parent, one thing I noticed that we are some of us we feel so shy to discuss things with our
Yeah.
kids. We
got
feel
it.
that it's not appropriate.
Yeah.
But it's appropriate.
Not all now.
That are things.
It's
I mean,
we got
when I talk
values
about-
too, so not everything.
No, we're talking about upbringing now. There are some things. Remember, this is a society we found. Because I
Period.
know there are some people that feel that. Let's assume now, we here.
Yep.
Your boys, one of them comes start bringing money to you.
Yeah.
You go low. Oh, Papa, they're $500. They're $500.
You want to know where it's coming from?
You don't because I know some family that I know, right? This boy was doing a drugs thing with it, you know, with other people.
Yeah.
They picking were getting money. So then the boy was just bring so thousand to the man. The man was thinking that, you know, oh, my son is working or doing something.
Yeah.
Everything was glitter and gold. But then at the end of the day, what happened? That child got killed.
Yeah.
Because they hunting down all that chunk of money. Money cannot value your child. And that was the only child the person had.
Yeah, that's why you have to go deeper.
You have
to
go
ask the
deeper.
necessary
When things
questions.
are changed, you have to make the child know that, oh, this is what is going on. I want to know where you getting this from.
Yeah.
I can sit down and my son go bring a bag of money to my house, then I sit down there and look at it and say, but I know he caught it. No, it don't work that way.
You know, we are all striking good points here, right? But I'll just give you, and I know probably even you, Christian, when I knew I was coming to the States, I left from Ghana, right? It took the community, that small community, to set me down. Jesse, you know where you're coming from. You feel me? Like, don't go and be ashamed. You understand? Like the preparedness that the got me prepared. Even when I came here, I saw other things that I could have easily got distracted and say, let me do the wrong things, right? But I had always thought of it like, man, I want to live the American life, the American life as a young man.
Yeah, you're right. Just
But
the community. I'm not quite here. The community
go
has
ahead.
a very major role to play,
Yeah.
especially for we immigrants. What programs do the community? That's why you one of the leaders in the community.
Yeah.
So these are some of the issues I've been having with the general the community as a whole. I'm not sure about. I can't speak of other community like
Yeah.
the Nigerian or the Ghanaian community. I can speak about the Liberian community. The Liberian, we got a big Liberian organization here. What programs do we have for like new immigrants moving into the Triangle area? What are we doing? What can we do? Can we have programs for the kids that are just coming? Get acquainted with other kids that have been here for long. Have an exchange of ideas. You
Yeah.
know, take advice. You
Yeah.
know, what programs are we having for the kids? Like maybe every quarter to bring the kids to the playground and make them to know that that African discipline is still instilled, making them to understand the different values, the
values.
cultural values, how to treat people that
You
your
know
older,
you know
how we grew up.
Yeah.
All of your father friends were your uncles,
Yeah.
and your aunties. You know that,
Yeah, yeah.
and you treat them the same way you treat your parents.
Yeah.
So these are programs. The community play a very major
Vital role, yeah.
You know, it can't. The parents sometimes I understand what Christians said about the parents. Most of them have to do a lot of work, which is you can't forget your kids and just focus on getting money. Because at the end of the day, what are you making the money for?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if your kids are out there being literally by themselves, what are you making the money?
Yeah.
So the parent need to spend more time in the life of the kids, like especially when it comes to knowing what the kids are involved with.
Yeah.
The parents need to play a major role, and then the community need to come in, like the local organization need to come in. The different groups. The church should play a major role. That we might not
churches,
forget
yeah.
the church.
Yeah.
The church should play a major role. So these are things that we really need to look at.
Let me make guys, please share and like the show. Please share the show. Please share. Again, we're talking about kids transitioning from Africa to the diaspora. What discipline? What? How much family time are we having with our kids to make sure they don't go, out of the way? Please share. And if you want to be a part of this discussion, just type in your comments, type in your questions, and I will read it as we move on. You are a very disciplined guy,
Yeah,
man.
I can tell you one thing about the community we find ourselves. Being a previous leader of the community, I think we are, the community is doing well, more especially since the younger generations try to come in
Yeah.
and get involved with the community activities. If you look at, for example, Lemar's doing his administration over the year, we have had tremendous growth in doing things
With young
within the
people, yeah.
community
Yeah.
with the young people. I can recall on many times we have family days on the park. We got so many activities that go on July 26th and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And those are things that help to incorporate the children into the community, bring them at the park. I know several times we take our kids to the park during the Liberian program, and they play, they do everything and stuff like that. So even though there are more that need to be done,
I think it need to be
Yeah,
more formal.
we need to
Like
be more-
I know sometimes
Yeah.
we go to the park, all the parents will be somewhere we
Cooked
stand
out
there.
and this.
But have we like introduced the kids to one another? Have you tell or Jesse kids say, okay,
Yeah.
this is my kid.
Yeah.
They get acquainted with one another, but we
Yeah.
just leave them alone.
just do
Well,
that
it got to be
thing.
more formal.
Yeah.
It's important, but it got to be
and
more
again,
formal.
But-
not let me just
Go ahead, go
in
ahead.
the community, there are, I think there was this.
Yeah, let's be audible a little bit.
We had a scholarship that will put forward foundation for kids to participate in
Yeah.
as well. All of these things are good things that motivate our children to say, yes, I want to be part of this. And the church, we have a couple of churches in the community that also try to bring the children together. But like you said, we have to do more. Get the people to and now let's be frank, let's be honest. Well, even we the parents themselves, we do selective friendship. You understand? For example, Jesse got a clique of people that he flex around, right? And Joey Joke had a clique of people. So it's that's how in the community there are certain people who belong to certain people. So at the end of the day, you find out that some of the children cannot get along. You know, they go around today. You see that the person look
Yeah.
new to them.
Yeah.
Oh, but where the person coming from? We need to just, if the parents can come together, you know, let us be together as one people. Unite ourselves as as Liberian.
Yeah. So
In that way, our children will grow together.
you guys are making a very good point, because when you see, it's easy to come from Africa and here, but your point you were making,
Yeah.
you see, when look, a couple of years ago I started an organization called the Triangle Progressive. The sole purpose of that organization was to be able to groom. We wanted to start a big brotherhood,
Yeah.
right? I had Joe, the Dakinas, and Titus, everybody you knew, right? You
Yeah.
know. The main goal was like picking Charles. Charlie,
Yeah, yeah.
when they came newly, I mean, I saw certain path, right? That I knew if me, I'm a big brother to these young guys. If I knew that if I didn't step in at the time,
It was going to be a problem.
it was going to be bad. So
Yeah.
I will call the Dakinas and the Adam and other guys. I say, hey, my man, we are not just here to play soccer.
Yeah.
Let's invite these young guys. And when they came around, they saw that Sam is living a good life, right? That's why I would take my kids to the soccer field so that they can see the big brother, the uncle,
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
and get to know their uncle's kids. So it's not all about playing the soccer, but we wanted to be this big brotherhood. You understand? So we started that, Joe. Even at the churches, you made a very good point. Look, I tell people, I say churches is not just to go open Bible. You want to be able to have these organizations and these little groupings where the kids can get to know themselves and talk to each other. Because you know what? Kids can better open to the peers versus they will open to me
Exactly.
as a parent.
Yes.
So you want to have this intercommunicative, organization between them. You'll be surprised. Roosevelt will tell Leo, say, I'm not being treated good at home.
Of course.
But he hasn't said it to you. He has not said it to your mom. Now it is for you to see where you can correct, because it's true that even if the kids come from Africa, as good as they can be, we as parents, even in the home, there are things we could be doing, maybe not deliberately, but you working 40 hours. When you come home, you don't want to sleep. So that's why you have the community big brotherhood. It's very important. You understand? So when you come from doing all the double overtime, I bet you, man,
It can be easy.
your son sat in the room there doing what you do. You don't care. You just go in there, and it's not deliberate.
Yeah. It's not deliberate. We understand
It's so,
this is society we live
so
in.
that's
We
why
understand
it is
parents,
said
you know.
it takes a village
Yeah.
to raise the child. But we have to create these systems, because at the end of the day, when our kids are joining the gangs, sometimes we fail them from the home.
You know?
The churches fail them. Look, I tell my people, churches is not just about opening Bible. I'll repeat that again. But there are programs you can initiate to make the kids interactive with each other, that can bring that balance, so that even if they see these things that will attract them from the outside, it's not even going to bother. It's not even going to matter to them. You
And
know
that-
what?
yeah.
Because they're
And-
engaged.
And that's just
So
what you're saying, like
one of
talking
the
about
things-
talking about bringing
Yeah,
bringing the kids, getting to know
Yeah.
you know, getting to know maybe their
Themselves,
uncles
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you as a parent, you know, you want to feel safe. That's where the community comes in.
Yeah.
Like for example, Jesse, if I got my daughter, like I come here, I know your kids, I go to
Yeah.
kitchen, I know the kids.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, if I'm like, maybe if my daughter have to come and spend a day with your
You
house,
gonna
I'm
be
safe.
satisfied.
I
Yeah,
feel
you
safe.
know they're coming to
But if
our
I
place.
see like, you know, I see a kid where the family is not paying much attention,
Yeah.
the kids is going to
You know,
bro,
your daughter
I'm
not going there.
she's not
It
going
not
there, you
happening.
know, because you want to feel safe.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
That's
So
what-
that's where the community and you know
has to get involved. And
yeah.
do things. Yeah.
yeah,
Christian.
just to add up, and again,
Please share the show,
it
guys.
is
Thank
good-
you.
It is good for you to know who your child is talking to,
Mm-hmm.
because many of time you realize that you live in the house with your child, you don't even see the child because that child is in the room whole day, on Facebook, on social media.
Yeah.
YouTube. Oh.
Whatsoever TikTok or whatsoever he's doing in there, you as a parent, you don't know.
You don't know.
And this are the way people get on. So many, there are a lot of gang websites out there too.
Yeah.
That children can go to and register and do all kinds of stuff. If you listen to the other time, there was a girl that got guy, two guys, I think in Clayton area
In
there,
Clayton, yeah.
that were arrested because the guy in touch with a girl from Charlotte
Mm.
through the through online dating,
Yeah, yeah.
and the girl left that place and came there, and the girl are just teenager. Yeah, they right now in Wake
In
County.
jail, yeah. In
You
Wake County.
understand? So you have to know who your child is talking with.
Yeah, that's
You
what.
can't
Yeah,
just let
that's
a
what we said
child.
earlier. Yeah,
You
you
can't
gotta
let
know
a-
their friends.
Yeah, you got.
It's very, very.
You will not know. You gotta know. Sometimes you look at their phone. Man, who you talking to? Me, I'm sorry to say I don't know about y'all, but for me personally, I can look at my son's phone. Who you talking to?
Yeah.
Or my daughter. I say, look, let me see that phone. Bring that phone here. I go inside. I look at message from message. I want to know who the person you talking to. What the conversation between you and the people. And I can restrict my people. I sit down here. I can look. I got my internet on my phone. I can tell you when I'm ready to go to bed. I disconnect all that device
Yeah.
from my phone
From your phone, yeah.
on the network.
Yeah.
I block all the devices on the network. You will not get connection. You'll be forced to, because the children will be in that room. They will be on that the whole
Yeah,
night.
they won't go to bed.
They don't go to bed.
We never
So,
have phone.
If
We
you
were
block
talking
them on that, you'll be block their iPad from
They got it
connecting to
there.
the internet. They will go to bed. So these are things we need to be doing.
Yeah. Get the last word on that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just the same thing, just the same direction we go. You know, we
Yeah.
talk about the family, we talk about the education, the social, economic outcomes, and then with the immigrant paradox. You know, I was just looking at something that said some research suggests that immigrant children may initially experience higher level of of well-being compared to the
The
kids that were
original
born
kids,
here.
yeah.
And that's right, because sometimes we bring your kids here, you left them in Africa maybe for a while, or they were there, you know what they were going through,
Yeah.
and then you tend to want to give them a chance to adapt, and you want to give them that love and everything, and that may be misconstrued. That whole analogy may be misconstrued. So,
Okay.
is the balance between adapting to the new American lifestyle and also maintaining the African cultural values.
All right, let's
That's
take a
where the
quick,
struggle
let's
come
take
about.
a quick
Yeah.
technical break. Guys, please share the show. We're taking a quick break. Don't leave. We're not leaving it live. Please, we just want to do one or two tweaking behind the scene. But please share the show. Let me read one or two comments. Thank you, my Miss Ellen Johnson. Okay. It's-
You see,
so I'll let you read.
Ellen? Yeah.
Wait, hold on. When we get our signal from our producer. Yeah, we also have. Yeah. So you read that for us. Once our producer give us the go, I don't want to lose our audience now, Mr. Producer. All right. Thank you again. Thank you. We are back on. We are back on. We are back on. Thanks, CEO Joe. So let's read one or two comments, and then we go back to our talking points. Read Ellen's conversation.
Ellen, thank you for this. Okay, what Ellen is saying here is, we also have parents who are not in good terms. They have trust issue, and some are just not social. So even if you as an individual step into make friends with them, they fall in their demon spirit. You hear that?
That's
So
Ellie.
true.
That
Some,
Ellie for,
some parents are not social.
yeah,
They
that
just
Ellie
don't
for you right there.
But
She says
seriously,
it like it is.
adults act more like children than adults. Also, some of us are still living in the past. Someone didn't like you since 1940. to
Ellie,
now.
I got your switch. I got writing for you.
Come on. Renew our mind to open up and socialize
Ellie get bad and
with
blow
the
that. Let her
new
go. She-
mature
She goes straight to the
grown person Okay.
We, we got a point.
Yeah.
Go.
I mean, yeah.
Let him go to
That's a
Kevin made a comment here. Kevin is on you.
What Kevin is
Kevin
doing?
said, "Wake up, Sam. You can't be sleeping on my show, my
I'm not
man."
sleepy.
So, yeah, man, start sleeping on the show.
You need
But
to
guys, once again, thank you. We're talking about kids transitioning from Africa to the diaspora. What are the prepared? How are kids being prepared to come? It's a different thing, and what are the situations they are coming into? You know, there's this guy, there's this young guy, and I'll tell you, it boils around the same thing we're discussing, right? This young man, years ago, I got family in Minnesota. This kid, literally came from Africa, and they were in Durham here, right?
Yeah.
The parent, the mom, but this kid's savage, killed his mom. Killed his mom in Minnesota. He's in jail now, by the way. But the point here is, from other stories, right? So I'm just going to say what I know. Again, I've researched it, so I'm just saying what I know, right? From what I've been told. The kid had issues. Whether it was mental, but the mom didn't pay attention to it, and he came from back home. And some of the issues that we're hearing now was one of these child soldier thingy, and came to the States. Again, it's bigger than just the surface of them coming to the States and then, transitioning into the American system. But yeah, the kid killed his mom,
yeah.
kept his mom body for a couple of days, and apparently they sent this thing, started getting out there, and then the neighbor called police. But one of the things was, he did not deny that he did it. He didn't deny. But he was in the room with his mom's body for over 2 or 3 days, and when the people came, saw blood all over the place.
Wow.
But he said mom didn't pay attention to him.
Well, the first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
thing there,
Let's simple.
What gave him? So the first thing, what would give him that mind?
But,
He didn't go that route.
yeah, your
That's
mom,
the
bro.
thing.
Your mom.
Yeah. So he must have been a customer, part of something that, he must have been doing something else. I led him to do that. A normal kid would not just have that kind of audacity to kill.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah. Guys in the back, we're hearing you loud and clear here.
You see, let me just add up to what you're saying.
Yeah.
The story you talk about, I don't know whether that child was mentally, he had a mental issue, or it's just a normal child that just decided to kill their
The
parents.
same said no more child will do
As a
Yeah.
norm, I mean, it's not kind of maybe they have some health issue,
that. Yeah.
or that led to that. But I would say it that way. Maybe they have, I mean, just to talk about this thing, I mean, getting your child to get out in the community to another neighbor. I was reading Helen,
Yeah, Heidi's coming.
Helen
Yeah.
comment, and she made a good point, which I do agree with her that our Christian, for example, I can't let my daughter to just go sleep to somebody's house. Because these children, they will talk about, go sleep over, are going for sleep over,
Yeah.
and going to this person's place. You as a parent, before you let your child to go out there to somebody's house, you should have that bond with the people. There should be some relationship.
You have to.
Because this country we live in, they got some evil people here.
Brother.
They got a lot of evil people. We listen to the news when somebody would just get a girl child and just kill them.
Yeah.
Why you kill the people? No,
But,
nothing.
but let me
Help.
let me ask you a question, right? The child comes from Africa to the parents. Better yet, you and your child come to the States. Right?
Other way.
So now both of you are trying to make life.
Yeah.
You're trying to put your foot down.
Yeah.
The kid is trying to get into the society, maybe starting from school.
Yeah.
So then again, where is that disconnect as to where the child now starts raising himself?
The disconnect is going to time.
The time?
Time is
You
the
don't have
Time
time with-
is
you don't have
very
time with the
important.
child.
That's the disconnect right
How
now.
when you speak on that,
People, so you have to balance your time.
you have to.
Like Christian spoke of earlier. When people come here, the first thing that on their mind, most parents, or
To
most
make it.
people, is money. How they can make the money?
Yeah.
So if you get that overtime, that job where you have to do overtime, and then you don't even know how the kids get
You're not
ready
making
for school.
$20 per hour.
You only
Bible.
register, yeah.
You can't make it.
You making it, but you want make more. You're not even making half of what you make here. But you can't be on make more. So there's a complete disconnect. You don't even know what time the child gets ready for school because they got buses here. You know,
Yeah,
the system is so good.
yeah.
So in the morning, the child even walk themselves to
Yeah.
the. You can't even walk a child to the bus stop.
They don't even see you in the morning.
You can't. Yeah, you're not picking them up from school. You're not taking.
You're
But
not dropping
you can't
them.
even take them to the bus stop anymore. You can't create that time to take them to the bus stop.
Yeah.
You know, you can't even ask them what kind of friends they have in school or read about the school that they go into. That's another thing. People don't research.
So
You know, when my daughter was coming here before the school, look, I had to go and do an evaluation of all the schools. I went there, I spoke to each of the principals. I wanted to know, what, I look at the past history of the school.
Yeah.
I look at what kind of violence
Research.
have been there over
Yeah.
the past,
They can just look
over
at
the
the
past
some
few
of them
years.
can just look at
I
the
look
zip
at all
code.
of those things, they just because they just want to get the child
In a good school.
as close as possible to the house.
Yeah.
They want the school to be near the house. They don't care what kind of school it is.
Yeah.
They just
Some
want
of
the
these
child
boss
to be
can-
near
they
the
get
school.
boss
Camp,
brand.
exactly.
They're okay with that.
You don't even know
You-
the history of that school. So because you put your time too much in what you want to do, and you don't look at the well-being of the kids, that disconnect coming back. That's where the problem arises. you
Yeah.
know.
Brother Christian, the same thing.
Yeah, just
What's the
just-
disconnect?
The disconnect is that we saw time is very important. If we can manage our time in a way that we can give some to our children, it will be important. It will be important to the growth of the child. I can tell you from my personal experience.
Yeah.
I used my daughter. My school is not far from my house.
Yeah.
My kid's school is a
Yeah,
charter school.
Yeah.
It's not far
Almost
from
a
the house.
walking distance. Right?
But in this country, the child cannot walk no matter how close the child is.
Yeah.
I mean, for up to fifth, I think they say up to fifth grade before
Yeah.
the child can start doing that.
You got to sign paper, bro.
Yeah, yeah. In that much, and sometimes, and they will tell you, I got a 18-year-old boy who's supposed to can hold his sister's hand and say, "Let's go to the house,"
Yeah.
but you can't do that.
You can't do that. You got to sign, bro.
You don't even do that. They will tell you the child needs to be carpool.
Yeah. You got to get on that car line.
You have to get carpool. If you cannot pick the child up with the car, the school will not allow you to.
Until you
to-
come in and sign for them.
You will have to go. Even
Yeah.
go in
No,
and
you
sign.
can walk. You'll walk there if you're close, but somebody will walk there and walk the child
Yeah,
out to
you-
the
yeah.
No, listen. You can't walk the child home. No matter how close is that school to your house. So long that child has not reached that age, that child should get on a car.
So why if the school doesn't have a bus?
No, that's why making a charter school. They don't have a bus
Yeah.
for students.
But then
So
the
your
why the
parents.
parents doesn't have a car?
No, that one you have to find a way.
So what happens is
what I'm trying to say is that I had to pay after school for my daughter, right? Because they used to say, okay, Roosevelt, he's a groom on 19 years old. He can go to the school and say, he graduated from school, most of them know him.
yeah.
But they don't allow him to walk with this girl home.
It's just about a safety too now.
yeah. It's,
No, because of that is system here. At that age, the child not supposed to walk home. So you have to. So at the end of the day, school over about 2:45. I'll have to leave work, go pick the girl, to take her home, or either pay
So-
after school
so
program.
so let me come from a
for me to
different
come from
let me
work.
come from a different angle, right? And I know our CEO here will understand why I'm coming from this angle. For me, like you guys have all alluded to, time, and I agree with that. I will also want to add to that and say, how about living within your means? And what do I mean? Living within your means. We have most of us that come from Africa. You find sometimes people get into this expensive life from the onset, from right there. Now, you got this $45,000 car. You got this apartment that you pay $1,800 for a month. Because you feel you must live the American dream. Hey, nothing wrong with it.
You gotta keep up.
But if you can get those cars, and you got to be able to foot the bills.
Yeah.
Now you see where the 2 jobs, the 3 jobs start creeping in. Now the child who needs your attention, you cannot pay attention to these kids.
Yeah.
You gotta keep
And
up
when you
with it.
ask people, and I've spoken to people, Joe will tell you, half of the time when the person is talking to you, which you know about, they just say, oh, I got to pay my bills, oh. That man home. Well, I ask for, I call all the kids, my grandkids and stuff. Oh, the home, oh, they're doing 16 hours. Hey, you got to work. But why now? So live within your means. We are not in competition. Make some
what are
time.
you working for? If
Yeah,
not for-
make some time for the child. And I want you, Joe, to chime in here because I know that's a passion of yours. Yeah.
You know,
Go ahead, bro.
African dads, Liberian, I will narrow my saying, right?
Yeah.
Most of our Liberian men, we're not used to taking care of children.
Yeah.
We say the women take care of the children.
I'll disagree, but go ahead.
No, I mean you got it right to disagree, but
we disagree. Though.
Yeah,
because
disagree.
in Liberia, most of the men that born the children just leave the child with the man and go.
That's an African thing,
yeah,
but disagree. Not anymore, brother.
I'm coming.
No, the culture over
I'm
there
coming.
is more. The culture over
It's
there
more
is more
of
like
a
the men work.
society to
That's what I'm
raise
The
saying.
men work more, but it's not like a
well,
band. It's not
listen,
like
nah.
not abandonment.
yeah, people.
But you know,
Most
no.
African men-
This is why
I
you
don't
see
believe
most
that
of
most
our
African
men
men
on
take care of
child
their
support
kids.
in the country here because they refuse to take care of that
No, people
responsibility.
using child support as a means of
No,
income.
listen now.
Yeah.
No,
Listen.
I would not.
You may
You're
look
not
at
dating
it-
great African men like
Wait,
that.
I'm
Yeah,
coming.
don't do
I'm
that,
coming.
brother.
No, I'm
It-
listen.
I know it's a
Y'all
discussion
listen.
for another day.
No, but listen
child
to me.
support are being used as a means of
But do you
income.
know
Yeah.
that we got some of our Liberian brothers that just don't care?
Well, that's
No,
it.
no,
All
agree-
over,
no,
not just
no,
Africa,
but
yeah.
I'm-
They are, my man,
But
on a team, you'll
look.
find it one or two. We agree.
Yeah,
In Liberia, I'm looking at it from a Liberian perspective.
okay.
In Liberia, many of our boys, our guys who born children, they don't take care of the child.
it's very
The child is
few.
with the man. Yo, why y'all don't want to understand?
No, I
When,
don't
if you
see
are
it.
in Liberia, you born your child. Who take care of the child? How often do you have?
Are you talking about separate homes?
No,
Because that has to be
man,
with a separate
I'm
home.
looking at.
But me and my wife
I said
living
boyfriend,
together,
your boyfriend and
obviously
girlfriend. What's
the child
that?
is in
When
our
you
home.
say care is relative.
No,
Because in
listen,
Liberia,
most of them-
financially,
Oh,
and the
my
welfare of the
man.
kids is the men. They provide it. Because in
the men
Liberia, the
go out
men
there
work
hustle.
more. But yeah,
What y'all talking?
most men, when it comes to time, because the women, they won't work more. Say, more men spend, the men spend time
In
with the
Liberia,
kids.
how
Yeah.
many men, some of them will even change their children diaper.
No, that-
Most of them will just leave the child with a wife.
That's
They
what I'm
say-
saying.
but
Because
they-
most of the time,
but
the fathers
listen
are
now,
working, the mothers are comfortable.
some of them don't even work, but they don't care.
The mothers are
Oh,
covered.
my-
No,
you don't want to agree that we got a lot of
the
men in
mothers,
Liberia who don't
some
care.
men,
but
not a
they
lot
must-
of men.
And
yeah,
most of them,
it will be
I
so.
will look at most of them.
I see more men looking after the kids these days.
They say
They not nothing-
it say
if
it changed
yeah.
now.
If
It
you
say it
say
changed now.
1960,
But
I
we
don't know
no,
that.
not
Yeah, I can
1960.
speak to that.
Not 1960.
Guys,
How many young boys in Liberia,
I see on like,
younger generation, look after their
I've
children
got
now?
some friends like.
Like
you
in
know,
America,
over-
yeah, some
no, even
people
over
keen.
there, yeah.
Some people keen now. They can take care of their children. They get the time. But
The
at the
woman
end of the
daughter-
day, Liberian guys that when we were in Liberia, most of us, let me put me yourself there. We never had
Let-
time
let me-
to
let
go
me-
change
let
baby
me-
diaper like
let
what
me-
we do
let me
here in
come in,
America.
bro. Let
Yeah,
me
that's,
come in.
that's being irresponsible, though.
No,
So-
but
so let me
not-
come in, let me
at the
come in.
time now. At the
I
time.
mean, that's being
Because at the
irresponsible.
society we found ourselves.
Because
Listen,
So many people.
from my experience, I see more men looking after the kids.
Let me-
Even
so
in
let me-
Liberia.
It's not.
I see more
No,
men like,
no.
yeah.
Let me
I
come-
took
I
care of my
disagree
daughter.
with
when
that.
she-
Let me come in
when
one
she
second.
was
Maybe
a
you
baby,
are
yeah.
taking. Yeah.
I see more men doing that. They love.
That man
they
will
love
just
is
born
there.
a child by the mind and leave it again.
Yeah,
Another
they-
woman the other
people
time.
are
So let me
irresponsible.
care about
Let
the
me come
child.
in.
So
This-
how
this
would they
space-
have that feeling for the
the
child?
space Christian is talking from, he's using one brush to pin everybody.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not
And I
painting.
wouldn't
I
want
said
you to do that.
most of the people. Some
No,
people.
I-
most
I-
of-
I haven't
that's-
seen
that's
that a
what
lot,
I'm
but
saying.
guys-
A lot of our men do this.
But let me
No,
say this,
I
right?
disagree.
Let me say this,
You know
right?
how many men
Let
got
me-
women
hold
there
on,
like
bro,
brother
Christian.
just dash it,
Hold
the
on, hold on,
boyfriend,
hold
dash it
on,
and walk
hold-
away.
hold on, hold
And
on.
at the kind of, I'm coming. That's the kind of life some of them when they come in America they want to live with those girls. The children don't allow it.
Okay.
That's it.
So let me
They
say
don't
this.
allow it. And it says, then somebody will say, oh, that me will can't change baby dapper.
Okay,
so
so-
at the end
No,
of the
no,
day,
no,
if they
baby.
don't want to do that now, then they get a knucklehead. Somebody
Good,
start going on
good.
child
So let me
support.
say this, right? So let's not shift
Yeah.
the conversation, right? It's African kids
Okay.
transitioning to the
Yeah.
to diaspora.
But I see them talking.
But it's the same thing. But you are talking about guys in Liberia who will not change their diaper down there. But I'm just saying this.
Keeping time with
You
the
know that,
family,
I
your
come in,
child.
brother. You know that when you born your child in Africa, that child is not even for you.
you
That
know,
child for the grandparents.
you know, they may know the culture, but he on
The child for the grandparents.
Exactly.
What do you agree?
And are two set of grandparents.
Yeah,
though.
two.
You don't want to. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So
that's the thing.
it's
That's the
hard for
culture.
you, even as a child father,
Yeah.
to change the diaper
To get-
because
yeah.
you get a grandma, you get
get
everything like
everybody.
that. But here,
It's different.
so
It's
that's
just
what
you
we're
and the
talking
man.
about.
But
Yeah,
even
yeah,
if the
yeah.
grandma is there, how often do the men spend with their children?
It might not even be possible because the grandma holding the baby.
Christian they do. I don't know which. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know which part you grew up.
Like the
but
same
I-
Moravia we all come from.
Yeah, but I
Not
know.
that, not be playing
I
like
got
bro.
friends.
They ever in
I
Moravia.
got friends.
We
I
all
got
grew
friends
in
and brothers.
Moravia.
I got friends and brothers who even had kids before me, and I saw how they look after those kids.
My man,
It
some
may-
of them will just born the children, lead the children with the man, the
that-
grandma,
that
and
be-
stuff.
it-
Some
that
of them
is-
gone.
It's
Leave
not
it on
on
the mind,
purpose.
grandma,
Oh,
pa. It's a cultural thing.
Yeah,
It's not
it's a
you.
community thing.
It's the mind and grandma that want to even take the kids.
Get on the street and
They
go
want
look
to
for
take the
hustle
kids
and
from you,
stuff.
bro. That's the
Most of
cultural
them
thing.
go, they leave the
But
plane.
you said what you just said.
They
The
go-
men leave and go hustle.
Working a better hustle.
Make a
But you
hustle,
can't-
bro.
they don't
But that's
help-
not abandonment.
If you- so
They
there are two
don't.
things
They
that-
don't help the women that in
You
America.
can look at it for two angles.
Jay,
If
that-
the man
my
just
man.
leaving the kids,
Jay.
is he not coming back with anything?
Good.
Then that's a different.
Yeah, how-
Then
Yeah,
that's a different
somebody
argument.
said, what kind
But
of way
if you say
they
the man
doing?
is giving all the financial support, then that.
What kind of financial support?
Like taking care of the
Some
kid,
them
buying
don't
it. If he go in, coming with
some of
plastic
them don't
bag,
even-
is he not coming with a plastic bag?
No,
That
some
come
of
with
them
some-
Or
don't
then
come
not
with
be
nothing.
able, because if you're
Some
not
of them
taking,
don't come with
if
nothing.
physically if you're not there for the child,
So
That's
so
it to
y'all
his
want
kind of-
me?
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
make me learn and y'all want to tell me that
That's
now
it to
in
your kind
Liberia
of
most
finish.
of our men are taking care of their
yeah,
children.
that's what I want to say. Yes.
I think times have
Okay.
changed,
If you
bro.
say that,
Yeah,
if you say that,
bro.
and
But
now,
that's the reality,
because
I'm
I know
telling you.
most of the men, it's good to be responsible
No,
as a man.
bro.
You need to take care of your responsibility,
Good,
and
good.
this is the
I feel it.
mindset. That's the mindset some of our people,
Yeah.
some of our men have. When they come in this country, I have known some friends
Yeah.
who came in this country. They thought that it's the same life they were living in Liberia.
Nah, it's different.
It's different, yeah. This is
Yeah.
a different ball
It's
game.
different.
Where you can just leave everything with a woman, even down to the house to say do they want somebody
Yeah.
don't
Man,
even do it.
I don't want you to paint the culture so black.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
being
what-
in
that's
the
two
culture
different
black.
countries.
Oh, but why
But
you
it's
do
two
that?
different countries.
But
I'm
I was
trying to-
saying
you
now.
trying to pin the Liberia
That's two
culture.
different
versus-
systems,
No,
my
but
brother.
let's-
Don't
but-
do Africa
that.
and Liberia.
But
it
I
takes-
do- and I
it
teach
takes
you
a
talking
village-
about-
Christian, it takes a
That-
village to raise a
But
child
that's
in
the
Africa.
children.
Yeah, just you
That's
and
the
man.
culture we're talking
So
about.
people adapt.
What make the children to change? And
So
they
the
see
men
how the
will
child
adapt.
living from Liberia to
Listen,
come here.
If you can adapt as a man, if you come here, you can adapt to know that you're being a life of your kid, then you have a problem.
Okay, Sam, look at it this way. If
Then
you
you have
just
a
leave,
problem.
if you want to live the life you are living in Liberia with
You
your,
can live it.
Okay,
It's a two
but-
different
now,
culture. How
now,
you
this
live
is
it, see
You,
life.
you don't even have that.
we talking
opportunity.
about we talking
But you
about
want to say
people.
the one that in Liberia is wrong. It's
Okay,
not.
so wait. We say people work a lot and leave their children, right?
Yeah, we
Because
just
of
said.
where we find. There's a
Okay, this is
cultural
what we're
difference
talking
now.
about.
So
now.
if
This-
you're two, then you have to have a battle schedule.
This is what we're talking
If
about.
you're
We're
two,
talking about the time you got with a child. Because at the end of the day, if you want to live that life where
No,
you,
you saying
Christian.
people can't want to do the thing, but there are people who
Oh,
born
yeah.
here. I know
So
that
men
the
and
men
can't
who
say
born
don't get
here,
life, they wanna
the
live
men
with
who
their
born here,
wife.
or the men who born here, they are even more irresponsible than people. Men who
But,
come from
yeah.
Africa understand care
True,
and value.
true,
The
true.
people who born here, they don't. They
don't-
are
they
the
haven't
ones
gone
who
through
check the
those-
child
those-
support
those-
thing
yeah.
because they don't know. They don't have that family orientation.
so
But
you-
we from Africa, we have that family orientation
so there are
because
some
we
people
know
who
our
were
parents
born
were
from
there
Africa,
for
they hear
us.
their own child support, though.
But let's
Okay.
come back. Let's come
Because
back.
some
Child
people that
support,
are
that's what
born
I'm
like
saying.
bro, they hear their own child support.
Child
A lot of
support-
them.
child support
If you
being
want to
used-
compare that, I can tell
Child
you
support are
majority
being
of
used-
those from Liberia are on child support.
Child
more
support
than
may
the-
not be
those
because
that are on child support are more than those that were born here.
child support may not
I
be
won't-
because the man is not
I
looking after a
I won't
child.
let you switch my topic from that.
Child support
But
may
this
come.
has
Hold on.
a lead to that.
Give me a
A
second.
lead to that.
Child support may come about because most of the women putting men on child support are hurt. 90%.
But what leads to
They are
that?
hurt.
You hurt
No,
you don't
they
want to help
hurt.
the woman.
They hurt. It could be emotionally. It could be they be
You cheat.
separated.
You
That's
cheating
it, bro.
on the woman. You do
I
all
will
kind
not-
of things to the
bro,
woman. You think the woman will be
I
happy.
will not be
At the
able to
time,
men
we
black.
are not painting men black.
let's-
We-
let's come
Maybe
back.
y'all will not want to accept the fact,
No,
or
that's
y'all
fine.
don't want to
Listen,
accept
listen,
it as
I
your
was feeling
viewpoint.
it,
Let's
listen.
not discredit that.
Samo-
But what
Samo-
I'm trying to tell you,
Samo, Chris,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I'm
Let
gonna-
come back. Let come back.
If
Let
your
come back.
opinion is not a
okay,
fact,
let me
Christian.
tell you something now.
Let come back.
Okay,
Listen,
okay,
listen.
let me
listen.
come
Give me 1
back. I'm
second.
coming back.
Yeah.
And again,
If you
let's
tell
look
some
at
of the
it this way.
recent men on child
And,
support here, you will want to kick the kids out of the court.
The problem, the things, what are the
Even
things I'm
men
trying
do
to
more
say
for
this.
the kids, but the child support sometimes.
You in a home, right? These are some of the things that happen in the home. You in a home,
You got
mom
10
and,
seconds on this.
yeah,
This-
mom
this
and
is
pa,
in
they
the-
not on good term. It affect the child too.
Yeah.
Now look at it that way. You look at it. Okay, every day you in the home, mom beating, my pa fighting. They're doing all kinds of things. You're not, you look, you're giving each other cold shoulder in the house. And the children to learn from these things.
Okay.
It leads them to go astray. If the husband and the wife in the house, every day you're making argument in front of the children, you're causing each other in front of the children, all of that, it will make the child to go astray.
Do a 30-second on that.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to make a little emphasis on the child support thing.
Yeah.
I just want to make Christians understand that most of the child support is not because most of the men were not in the life of the kids.
That's not
Sometimes
what
it's
I
because
said.
of separation, and at the end of the day, most of the women want to do a payback.
Can I
And
not
child
do my
support is not a way to
back
do a payback. The child support thing, if you think you can make some income with it, the man can even spend more money on a child who is not on child support than when he on child support.
Alright.
Because at the end of the day, you put him on child support, he will pay that $500 for a paycheck and just leave you alone.
So that's a disconnect.
But if he in a child life, he can do more than that 500 he take it for a paycheck.
Let me-
Most women have to learn
Let-
that
so
child
le-
support is not a
So,
solution.
let's come back to the topic, right? And you guys have both made very vital points here. What I was saying initially, and then my brother got so hot,
No,
is the issue of the time that I spent with the child here in the States.
Yeah.
And I was saying, sometimes it could be, you got $45,000 car, you got to pay for it, so you got to make that
Make more
time.
money, yeah. So yeah,
You know, $8,000 home.
yeah.
You got to make that time, and so it takes away from you. But how about living within your means,
Yeah.
so that you can be able to spend the time with the child? Now, I have seen people from the back, as soon as they come from Africa, if they see Christian living good, oh, they must match up to
Yeah,
Christian.
you know what Christian
Now
say too.
they don't know how much is in Christian's account. They don't know how much time has Christian spent to live this lifestyle. But some of our brothers, when they come, even sisters, as soon as they see Jesse living good life, I driving Mercedes Benz. They don't know what kind of working I do.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in the state, you just came and saw me driving Mercedes Benz. So, oh, you must. Now, whether it take you 4 or 5 jobs, you must ride that Mercedes Benz and live in a good gated community, right? Now, that's the disconnect. Why sometimes our people don't just want to live in within the means.
People have to do that.
Who you want to prove? You're not in competition with somebody.
You have to do that.
Make the child happy.
That's why that's why when you talk about the economic social part, that's where it comes in.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you have to balance your economic social life with your family life. So because
Priorities.
if you go after those, if you want to live that luxurious life and maybe your 1 or 2 jobs may not be able to give you that, you have to go for the 3rd job, you got to go for the
see?
2nd job.
You see?
Then that's where the problem comes, and then the time you're supposed to be spending with your family or your kids, you may be spending most of that time.
But
trying to look
that's
for the money.
that's why
So you know, they what becomes
come
of
in,
your
right?
child future.
I come in before you come in, right? That's why when you talk to parents who are doing this double, when you talk to the kids, they will always tell you, my mommy not always home.
Yeah.
So the next door spending time with their friends, they get ripped,
Things happen.
things happen. And at the end of the day, that resentment towards their parents is heavy. Me, I'm a father of boys. Look, I love my kids more than anything else. But it doesn't stop me from knowing their friends, knowing their friends' parents. Oh yeah, my kids want to go do sleepover. I allow it. But guess what? I'm talking to the parents. Even as you are there, you create the avenue to not be outside. Even if you're doing this co-parenting thing, where the mom is somewhere. Look, man, my mom would say the way you lay your bed, that's how you sleep on it. So live within your means. Let the kids look. I believe in family values. No man is going to raise my child whilst I'm alive. At the end of the day, time is very important. Don't come in America, you say, oh, I see you same driving for the $2,000
Exactly.
car. You who just coming from Sony, where no
exactly.
disrespect. Now, and you came with 2-3 children there.
But just that forget that even if you been
You
here
see.
and so my bro, the person could get one job that could afford that car, and your one job can never afford it. So just live within your means.
within your means.
Until you can get that job that can be able to.
Who you
make
trying to
afford.
impress?
You can't nobody impress.
You know-
You just want to. So people don't understand. There is
You know?
no need for competition. There's no need for
We
it.
want
At the end of the
to-
day, you be hurting yourself.
Yeah, bro.
that also has to do with when you want to prove to people.
Yeah, hurt
Many
your
of us
kids.
who work, we waste our money on people, ungrateful people who tomorrow will sit and discuss us. Well, you shouldn't. You know how much money we send to Liberia, for example.
Oh, that's another argument
No,
for
I'm
another
coming
day.
now. I'm coming.
They got let rub it.
No,
But that's a
That's
good
people-
one.
yeah, wait, but I see thing here. We're talking.
You're right. You're right.
I
Go
We're
agree,
back.
but
trying
that's-
to impress people. We're trying to show.
Yeah. They
know-
living too much large.
Sometimes people will call, oh, they men that just want to Liberia,
Look at
America,
them,
they
like,
feel
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That man being hustle.
Yeah.
That man doing this. Oh.
Yeah.
I get it.
But your
I
kids
know
are
what
here
you
with
want to do. It is true you want to impress. It is true you want to do this. Try to settle with your people, with your kids. Try to know the terrain. You can't just come. It is true you can come today because everybody don't have the same career. Some of us, we are career people.
Yeah.
Some people come here, they don't even have a career.
Yeah.
Some people come, they don't even know where to start from.
Yeah.
Whether to get a warehouse job or people can, even the CNA now is even more difficult than even the whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because you got to go to school. You not
That's
just
it.
come and just start. Now, way back those days, people used to do those things. But now, even if you look at the CNA now, the CNA that people can come and just say, oh, you go do CNA. You have to go to school and learn.
Okay.
And more especially in North Carolina, you get a lesson from somewhere, you got to come and retake the exam
Right.
and do it. So,
So-
all of that, you got to look at it. So what I'm trying to say is that when you, as a person, you bring your child in this country, it takes the special grace of God. This is where I always talk about God. It takes a special grace of God to raise children in this country.
Yeah.
And I gave you an example. My little son came here. You all know my son.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, some children just reserve. You know, no
Yeah,
matter
they're
what,
preserved,
they
yeah.
just you know, they just
They're
like that.
special. Yeah.
They just that kind of respectful. It came young, but yet then still, you guys seem to have with him.
Yeah.
Not about go to school. That's it. But there are some children who came like somehow
Yeah. Yeah.
people there.
Try not to call name. Yeah.
They just all over the place.
Yeah.
They want to transform their
Fast
life
life,
with
yeah.
fast life.
Yeah.
And and some of them from a very good parent.
Yeah, I think Christian, just to honor you,
Yo,
I think
Christian,
sometimes just
I don't hear
people
Liberia.
give up. You know, that when you reach, we not trying to address that part.
Yeah.
Parents give up.
Parents
They
give up.
They can give up. They
yes.
try. Then at the end of the day, they just give up. Like for example, when you were saying,
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's a deep one.
yeah,
There.
they just like,
If all efforts going in
yeah,
vain,
they just,
then,
and
yeah.
at the end of the day, the child is out there doing what they want to do.
They give up.
The
yeah.
next thing, yeah, your child involved in a shooting.
So to some extent, it was better off just leaving that child back home in Africa.
Some of them can even send their children back to Africa
Yeah.
thinking that they're going to change.
They don't
Yeah.
change.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know the Kenyan parent.
Hold on. Oh, you were done?
Don't they
Yeah.
go ahead?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
know some Kenyan parents. Those people, there are two couples. Those people, none of their children were bad off. They both parents worked. They decided that, okay, let's send our children back to Africa. The children were born here.
Don't they go see
You
over there
understand?
too, my brother?
Those people send their children back to Kenya to go to school with the hope of them elevating a little bit. When they grow where they start learning senses,
Then they come out.
then they come back. And I agree with them.
Yeah. So let's do this, right? We got less than 15 more minutes to be on this segment, so we can close the show.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been good. We're getting good vibe from our viewers, guys. I want to say thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for your comments. We will be closing, and before we do that, we'll read your comments one more time. But Sam, if you were to advise a parent, having lived here for at least a while now,
Yeah.
a long time, if you would advise, or not even a parent, a child who's coming fresh from Africa, right? What are some of those things that he leaves Africa, he comes here, and you are one of those guidance to say, okay, let me talk to this kid. What are some of the ways what are some of the advice you would give that child to say, okay,
Yeah,
Hey.
Jesse. Especially a child who come in, most of them come
Fresh.
going to school.
yeah, school age.
And choose your friends and know your friends and tell your parents about your friends.
Mm-hmm.
These are three important things that
Yeah.
you have to do.
Yeah.
Because majority of the time during the day is spent within the schools. The child goes to school from
Yep.
in the morning to almost in the afternoon. Some of the children stay up to 5 o'clock, depends on the parents' schedule and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a very long time.
Yeah.
What you want to you want the child to like be very open to you. What kind of friends they have in there? What the friends name? Who are the friends' parents? You know, are they living with the parents? These are the things you want to know.
Yeah.
Which, if possible, which kind of community they living in.
Yeah.
You have to know all these things. You know.
Hey,
And
safety issue.
I know it takes a lot for the kids that come and trying to adapt because, like I talk about the dual identity, they are living a dual identity. When they go to school, they have to, act different and try to adapt to their friends, speak the way their friends
Two different
speak,
lives.
everything. And then when they come with a whole different thing, they have to
Yeah.
instill that African culture. So that's another challenge for the kids. But in doing so, they must be in that constant communication with their parents. They should be very, very open with the parents. That is very, very important. And for the parents too, Jesse, I think they need to ask these questions.
They need to.
They need to go to the campus sometimes
How
when they
my-
have
how
no
my
meeting.
child doing? Yeah.
Ask the teachers. The teacher have one thing I like about this country, bro.
They give you
They
avenues
give, they
to
give, yeah.
be
They give you the
involved.
time. They want you to be involved. They
Yeah.
have the PTA. They have the parents.
Everything.
You can have conversation. You
You
can
can
even
even call
chat
and
with the
sign up.
teacher.
Yeah.
You get an app. You can
Yeah.
chat with the teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, you can know. Oh, how's my child doing? What you think? You know what the behavior. Because sometimes the behavior in school may be different what they do at home. You gotta know at home. They know that you can beat them and stuff. You can chastise them, but at school they can have that freedom. So you want to know how your child behave in school
At school,
and how they behave at home. You know, if they're trying to be part of sports events, if they're trying to be a part of some extracurricular activities, know what group they are involved with. You know, so these are it's about communication. It's very important. Time communication. You have to have it. You know, you can do all the job, but if you say these 2 days or my schedule, I can do it in a way that my child can be
To
incorporated
balance it
within my
out, yeah.
schedule. It's very good. If you just leave everything, I
Well, Christian-
understand you have to look for money. I understand, you have to take care of the bills and everything. But at the end of the day, all the money we're looking for, things
you don't
happening
spend
now.
it on
Yeah.
people, yeah.
So what about the future of the child? What about how your child grow? Because tomorrow is your legacy. You can talk about all the legacy. When you get children or your child, that's your legacy. Nothing else.
That's your, yeah.
You go up, you cannot.
These are
Then you
air.
leave everything. What else? People will not remember you for anything else. They'll remember you when they say, oh, that Joseph's son over there, that Jesse's son, that Christian daughter. These are the things people will say. So at the end of the day, we must make that
I
time.
mean, I can tell my
A child coming to, yeah.
my Liberian kids that coming to the U.S. know where you from, know where you are from.
Yeah.
Don't just follow suit. When you come to America,
The cultural value.
you are from a cultural nation, a cultural background. Know where you from. Don't change overnight.
Yeah.
If you are used to not telling people, causing your people in Liberia,
Yeah.
keep that value in you.
Stick to it.
Stick to your cultural norms. To say, okay, I respect in Liberia, we don't tell older person this, we don't tell this person that. And also, I tell the parents, you should try to get involved with the children activities. Because if as a parent, if you do not get involved with the children activity, what goes on, you don't know. Who your child talk to, you don't know. And we have that child will be doing all kinds of things that you yourself will be shocked. And I tell you, for example, I can give an example, a poor example. Somehow African parents sit down and let their children to be lesbian, gay, and things, and they say, oh, that's what the person choose to be.
Yeah.
Could you imagine
That's
that?
not our culture.
It's not my culture. My son can't. I look at my son and say, yo, who the girlfriend you have? I want to see the girlfriend. I want you to be talking to girls so I can see you. I want you to be talking to another guy.
Funny thing.
Funny, stupid thing. Then
But
I
if they
go,
left out, they choose now. Then
yeah, because
you're on your own.
no, let me look at it that way. Because this is one of the challenge that we parents should be watching out for our children.
Yeah.
No, make sure let your child start getting girlfriend. When you see the person reaching to their level, you're not talking to girl. Try to no.
Yeah, people going somewhere
I'm
else.
telling you all these things that y'all should
Make sure
be
the
your,
child will get girlfriend.
y'all get boys children.
Look
Make
at me,
sure
yeah,
let the child talk to girl. Even if it calls you to introduce the girl to the boy, do that. Don't sit down and say, oh, my son now let talking. No. A Liberia way of doing things. Africa way of doing things. Yeah.
Well, you finish?
No, don't.
Nah, I
Don't
give
come-
you minutes to jump on that.
Try to talk. Try to communicate with your child. Oh, my piggy. You see that girl there? She cool. Talk to the child. Boy, hey, don't go sit down there. You go let the child be.
Tomorrow the child can
The
become
child
gay in your
will
hand.
you come in my house. It'll be late. You don't want to do that. So encourage them. So the parents should get involved with the children activity. When they call for PTA to the school, even anything. So now they invite the parents. Even the children can bring a grade sheet. Some of them don't even sign it because the people can bring grade sheet home. They bring a quarterly report. Some parents don't even see it because they're working to the extent that they don't even know what's going on with the child life. More especially the girls' children too. Just get involved with the girls' children because the children talk to too many people. And the social media age we in now, things are so many. There are a lot of things out there that your child will be doing that you yourself don't know. So
Let me.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah.
let me just.
Go ahead.
No, I know. Honestly, your point is very good, but it's just something I thought I wanted to make.
Go ahead.
I know we talk about the children losing the African values too, but we the parents too. We that come here, we losing our value too. We losing that identity. I see people going on Facebook and laughing and be like, maybe they live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
And their friends, kids, is there, or I see a girl or male saying, if I were he to touch my child,
Yeah.
who is she to want to raise my
Yeah,
child? Who is she to
yeah,
discipline my
yeah.
Listen, Joseph, when we're coming up in the community, if your man goes somewhere and you there, maybe one of the neighbor you do something in the chest.
Your man even gotta go somewhere, brother.
You really afraid to go tell your man
go
because you
please.
get double beating, right?
Beating, yeah.
You will get double beating, you scared.
people to touch their
Because,
children.
but yeah, they will say, oh, who is she to we in a community, take the community and say, who is she to discipline my child? Why you can, because we not take the whole American thing.
Well,
We not take that whole, we not adapt. So we the parents too, we losing our values.
Losing
It's
it,
not
yeah.
just the kids.
Yeah.
And when we lost that value, then we'll not be able to transfer it to the kids. So that's very important.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that you struck that
Yeah.
because look, for me, right? Y'all all know me, and let me just say, a child that should come from Africa here first. The first line of support is the community.
Yeah.
Most time it's not even the parents.
Yeah.
Because if you and the parents are coming in fresh from Africa, you almost don't know your way.
No.
That's why I always tell you guys that guys I respect so much, Joe. When we start a soccer group like this, it's for us to start a community big brotherhood.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the guys that come, they don't know their way.
Yeah, we incorporate.
But it's good that you and myself, look, Joe, no, I call parents from the church. Hey, how your kids doing? I want to mentor. We do that. Because sometimes, like I said, the kids might not be open to the dad, but he could be open to Uncle Jesse, right?
Exactly.
So those community policing, not policing, but this community involvement, we want to do that. Because half of the time, the parents realistically cannot do all. You get what I'm saying? The parents may not know how to do all. And again, I go back in living within our means so that you can be able to provide the time. Guys, one thing I know about this society, if you don't raise your child, the federal system will raise your child for
Don't
you.
raise your child for you, bro.
People can take your child from you if you don't do anything.
Not even taking your child for
Take your
you.
child, but the system.
If you don't raise your child,
yeah.
the federal system, which is the prison system,
The
will
system
raise
will
the
raise your
child
child
for
for
you. Again, I go back to say this. This man, my little brother Joe sees Leo misbehaving somewhere. I have given him that right. You get me?
Yeah.
You have that right to see one of my
Exactly.
kids
Yeah.
out there. First of all, as soon as they see Uncle Sam, they will not misbehave because
Yeah.
they know that Uncle Sam going to call
We
Uncle
put ourselves in that
Daddy.
place, yeah.
So, but you find out that if me and you don't have that camaraderie between us, the
Yeah.
kids still forget
Yeah,
it.
not to, yeah.
I'm not even gonna pay.
Let me just say
So
something.
I'm coming right. So what I'm trying to drive home at the end of the day, we're talking about community and society issue now, right? Now I've been a community vice president for over 5 years now, right? And some of the things that attracted young people to the organization was because they saw that
The church, yeah. Inclusive.
I coming right. That's
I think
good.
generally the churches were in the community, but yeah, we can be specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, when we came here newly, the organization was mostly old folks. But our government, our regime, you just spoke about my president, a guy that I respect so much in Lamar Tubman.
New ideas, yeah.
When we came on board, we found a lot of young folks.
Yeah.
Again, it's about who attract who to come in and be a part of a change. We got to live our lives because, look, man, I'm an African parent. In my house, my kids are African. When they go out there to school, they can do the American thing. And I know why I say that. Come in. In my house, you are African. Even out there. So I'm happy when I see my kids. Somebody told me, say, oh, let's have our African kids do Liberian English competition. Because, guys, the slightest mistake, you lose God. The children finish. They come people go on you as a parent. We don't want that. And we don't want that. So I'll give you that 2 minutes so we can try to do our closing statement, and then we wrap it up.
Some of the things we have observed over the years, some of the things we have observed is that I personally have observed it. Some parents are so boastful of their children in that they lie. I'm telling you, some parents lie. They think the child is not a go start telling people, say, oh, my child is this, my child is that. You just giving them for nothing. Hopes. You telling you go down, be boasting your child. The child is going bad, or you forget to tell people. You keeping it as a secret.
You have me that child, my brother.
You got parents that so want to be so secret. Say, they don't even tell people what. Even the child is going bad off in the home, you don't talk about it to people because you're so ashamed of it. Then you come out in the public, say, oh, when they ask you how, oh, that man doing good, oh, that man is in the school. And some of that children not doing nothing, and you living in the community, you look in people's face, you lie, and then 2-3 years later, you see the boss smoking weed somewhere on that side. Then you go like, say, oh, like my man.
If somebody have an experience too and they can help.
Yes.
So why
you need to, if you cannot.
Problem one share is half solved.
You need to talk it to people. If my son is doing something wrong, I don't eat crab with she. I will come and say, my man, you need to teach that man some sense.
Exactly.
Not that I feel as a parent.
No.
But sometimes, like you said, they prefer listening to uncle or some people. Because some of the things that maybe some of the things that I discuss with him, he might not listen to me well as opposed to you as a friend. Maybe he want to listen to you. You understand? So let us, the parents, start lying to our children, lying about our children outside there. If the child is not doing well, be brave and tell your man, not giving me a hard time.
But when you see that your nephew, talk to him.
But let me just make this point, right? When I made that example of if your child cannot talk to me, can rather talk to me. First of all, that's time issue again.
Yes.
Right? My child I must be approachable to my child. If my child would rather confide in the uncle versus me, the daddy that I'm feeling as a parent, you know why?
I don't want to say you.
No. To some extent. And let me make this point. I am my child. Look, when this guy was born, it was in my hand. Mm-hmm. What happened now that he cannot see me to trust me to come into communication?
Jay, I don't I'm
coming. It happens, right? But look, you want to create that avenue where your child can see the first line of his defense is for daddy or mommy.
Some children just have
it could be sometimes.
It's not out of fear.
Yeah, fear. They don't want to
approach the fear.
They prefer coming to their uncle to tell them about their girlfriend.
Which I don't see anything wrong with it.
You know, it doesn't mean your child don't tell you about your girlfriend mean that you fail to talk to him. But some of them prefer telling maybe somebody who they close to like their uncle.
But what's stopping them from telling you? That's the issue. That could be an issue.
No, you know the children.
No, that's not issue. Sometimes maybe you listen. You more maybe as your child, so you more tough. But I uncle and can't laugh with the child, my beginning and shake their hair and hug them. With the children, not as an uncle, but as a friend. I'm a more
buddy,
okay.
Yeah.
So
they relate more to you.
They will relate to me. Maybe nobody will tell my daddy. I will not tell my daddy anything. I will not be able to tell my daddy anything. I'll go. So that's it.
And they know the uncle will tell daddy.
Yeah, okay.
But they rather transfer in another means.
Yeah. Like in the house, the wife and the husband. Some of the children prefer talking to their mom
versus the dad.
The dad.
Oh, different situation.
They prefer go to their dad than to the mom.
Yeah. So, together with different things.
Because they say, oh, I tell you, oh, my hair should shut you, so let me go tell my pa.
Yeah.
Or I go, That's why you see the girls, mostly the people can say that some of the girls prefer going to their daddy. Because they,
And most boys close. Like for me, I was more cool with my mommy. Because we could have any conversation, but you even think about if you going to tell your dad,
you who stopped sucking pacifier when you were 9 years old. He's talking battle at 9.
Yes,
sir, and I exposed my brother. But
Yeah.
anyway, but guys, this is at the end of the day. Thank you. It's been a good show. I want to give big heads up to our CEO, Brother Joseph Brown, the man behind the scene. And I want to thank all of our viewers, our watchers. Somebody asked me when I will come back on with
Yeah.
my preaching schedule. I will. These are the same guys. Hey, these
Yeah,
guys are all
come on.
Bible
Do
scholars.
everything.
You know, my religion, I will come
Can I
back to
get
it.
close before you?
No, no, no. You're close. You're
Okay,
close.
okay.
You're close. I'm not closing. I'm not
Okay.
closing. I'm just saying to the fans and viewers and watchers here, please thank you for staying tuned. Again, if you want to be a part of this, send us a communication. I've had Helen once. Me and her, we chatted on this same network. But please, guys, at the end of the day, you want the best for our society and our community, most especially our kids. That's all where we were coming from for today's topic. Brother Christian, just do a 2 minute closing. Involve everything.
I know when I thought you guys did.
That's all
No,
right, brother.
but
Go ahead.
anyway, I just want to thank you guys, viewer. Thank you for watching the show, and I encourage you to always share this to as many as you can.
Yeah.
We are all community leaders. We are people who live within the community. We got a unique community, and we encouraging our youngsters to come and be a better person in the society.
Yeah.
So in so doing, we're trying to encourage people. Even you bringing your child from Liberia or wheresoever you bringing a child from, be encouraged to say that okay, if your child is not doing well, it's good you relate to people.
Yeah.
I know this syndrome of not wanting people, and the bad thing about it now is most of the older people are older Liberian. They on the social media causing each other man
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah, and you
And
know
the
you're
children
right.
looking at, hey, look about,
Yeah.
what kind of all my
No,
hair? So
example.
all
No,
the
no,
things,
no.
and these are
Brother,
things.
come on.
These are some of the things
No, no,
as
that's-
community we need to talk about. Our Liberian community is going astray
There are no
because
parents these days,
it's
bro.
going astray because in a African community there are other national. But if you talk about Liberian, they hold their Marcos, hold this person, hold the man behind my boyfriend, they want behind my woman. And the big states that will
It has become
expect better
entertainment,
people,
so,
it has become entertainment for people. In that they go there making money out of it, doing
wanna
it.
see how
They
the
forget
entertainment,
they
yeah.
forget the moral where they were brought up from. Where have they left their culture? Where is the norm?
Live it to the airport, brother. Where to Ralph?
Your communist country, Liberian community, have become a laughing stock. Just when we have educated, well-educated people in the Liberian community. But now they have made our community to be like a laughing stock. When you hear on social media, Liberian community, that man cause the causing them.
Yeah.
You know,
It's sad, brother. It's
look
sad.
at how
It's sad.
the people look down on Liberian community in the diaspora because we don't say nothing good. Man cause,
Too much drama.
pa cause, too much drama.
A pastor, a pastor.
Nothing
And
educated.
the children watching these things.
They're watching it. Nothing
And they on
educated.
social media.
And those same man and I said now on Facebook doing those things, they got children, they got girls children, and their children watching them.
Yeah.
They don't even think about how their children's future gonna be. So they want to use that mean to pollute other people. So I mean,
Sam.
it takes the grace of God to do it, but we will not stop saying
We'll not
it.
relent, yeah.
We'll continue to tell our people and continue to encourage our children. Let them do their best they can. When they come here, let them focus on their dream. Let them know where they come from, so that they can be a better person tomorrow.
Thank you. Sam.
Yeah, just to close up, to the parents out there, I know we've been a bit harsh on you guys, but in closing, I would like to say thank you. You are doing well as a parent.
Yeah.
Most of you are doing well, creating time and balancing time. We have to help one another. See your, whether it's your friend or your brother, see their kids as your kids. We can all help to, raise the kids. We can all
Takes a
do it as a
village.
community. And to all of the Liberians community out there, whether it's a social organization, whether it's a religious organization, whether it's an educational organization, we have to get involved. It shouldn't be all about planning programs for parties at the end of the week or planning some kind of engagement before the kids see one another. Let's try to incorporate the kids in our activities. Let them get to know that the African values should still be instilled, And to the kids that are watching, I know we talk about you guys going as grade, but it's just a minute portion. Most of you guys are doing well. Continue to do
Very
well.
yeah. Yeah.
It's not easy to the parents. It's not easy to bring a kid here. I know it's tough. I know the process is very hectic, and sometimes you get frustrated and give up. I want to say, do not give up. Do not give up. The way you will not give up, when you go to work or to that overtime, and your manager will tell you all kinds of things, you still work. Do not give up on your kids. Continue to be on the back. Continue to talk to them, and together we can all have a better Liberian community. We can have a better African immigration community. We just need to put effort and do our best. We want to thank our viewers for watching. It's always a pleasure to be here. We're going to have diverse topic and get people involved. To our friends out there, if you want to be on the show, always contact Jersey, our CEO, who's ever present. We want to say thank you, Joseph, for always being here to keep this thing organized. We will see you next week. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you. So let me just do my closing. Look, guys, my brothers have said it all. Peer pressure is real. Peer pressure is very real. Our kids, our family that are transitioning from Africa here. The very first thing, when you introduce your child, your family's child, your cousin, to my brother was talking about fake life, lying and all that kind of stuff, is what they see and is what they will immediately
Oh, they lie a lot.
it's what they want to take to move on to say, oh, this is real. But what I say, look, again, I go back to say, live within our means. Live within your means. The 2 jobs is fine, 3 jobs, but let it be that you'll be able to provide the ample time for you and your child. You and your child is very important. Again, I said earlier, if you don't raise the child, there are other people waiting to raise your child for you. And young people, be upfront. If you are in school and you're being bullied, you don't have to go and join the gang. You don't have to go get gun and bring it home. Speak to your daddies. Better yet, speak to the person you can speak to. It might be your Uncle Joe, Uncle Sam. Don't get influenced by what you see, and then you cut your life short. Not about death, but you could be in a prison. Okay? And lastly, I'm just going to speak to our parents out there. Look, we came from Liberia, we came from Africa. We were all community watchdogs for each other. Trust me to raise your child, meaning you want to have that relationship with me. But if you say, oh no, I don't want my child to associate with your child, again, it's up to you, that's fine. But then let it be that when that trouble comes to you, must be able to
Understand?
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Take responsibility.
Yeah, so you gotta balance the relationship, because again, this will be another topic. But we got Liberians who don't even want to associate as Liberians amongst us.
Oh, they don't want to.
It's only when trouble comes, and you might take note of that, Joe. We'll talk on that, right? So you will be a Liberian even in heaven.
It will not change.
There
You
are
will
some
not
people
for
when you
life.
go talk to them, you will not know they were Liberian up until somebody passed,
Yeah.
God forbid. And me as a community leader, sometimes I almost want to close my phone and shut my, but it's not in my DNA. So what I'm saying is, hey, a better community is first got to be better people. Our kids, we always say, are the future leaders. But if you don't prepare them for the future will not be prepared for them.
Oh, yeah.
So let us do what we can do. One, as parent, me, I'm a parent to everybody who I have relationship with, to your kid.
Yeah, that's it.
That's how I see myself. Joe will tell you, and I always refer to him. Whether you the parent, you like it or not, once that child loves me as an uncle, I'm a parent to you. And I feel like it's helped me a whole lot, and it's helped my kids. At the end of the day, I give you the right. You see my child misbehaving, you don't even have to call me. Same to all of us. And you don't expect me to call you when I see your child misbehaving. Let them go home and report to me. Then people will wonder, I thought the people in America, they care about American life. That means you can transfer your culture to wherever you are. You made the culture didn't make you.
Discipline, man.
I'm a disciplined kid. Now I come in America and say, oh, the system now,
the
you know.
system's spoiled.
But live within our means. It was good having you guys on the network, on the platform. Next week, again, I pray we will be on to speak on more trending issues or other educative issues, so that hey, let's have a good kids, man. Let's have good society. I wouldn't like to close my podcast to say, if you don't know Jesus, try to make Jesus your Lord and Savior. I would like to thank again our CEO behind there, Brother Joseph Brown. Thank you for the show. Please close us, Brother Joe. Thank you.